I've nothing personal against President Ruto. All I'm saying is the Pan-Africanist agenda, if put on the table and supported by Africans, we must defend it to the latter.
I'm not in collision with President of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto. As you remember, Julius Malema said this way to President William Samoei Ruto.
I don't know if President William Ruto means it, because he said so many things and I can't locate him these days. Because I heard him saying we need to do away with the dollar and build our own currency. But his actions are not speaking to anything of doing away with the dollar. The latest being putting a red carpet for a murderer.
This is fact about Africa. Let us listen the full speech from the leader, Julius Malema, and let us know your thoughts as African in the comment section. Please share this video to many Africans as you can. We are one. We are African, no matter where you are.
You cannot be elected in the ticket of Pan-Africanism, and when you get into the office, you immediately turn against that. And then we Pan-Africanists must keep quiet and not say anything about it. We are not going to keep quiet. And our speaking out is not a hatred. It's about reminding our leaders of what got them where they are. Where someone says, because you said this about Ruto, now you are changing because you said that about Odinga. No, it's the principle. It doesn't matter. We cannot go into violence in the name of President Odinga losing elections. He ought to be the first one himself to condemn it and say, not in my name. Yes. And we cannot have a president that is elected on the ticket of Pan-Africanism, bringing in here the anti-Pan-Africanists, the people who committed genocide in Africa, the people who continue to divide ourselves. There is no tribalism. These are the things that these people have instilled on us. You know, in South Africa, the president of South Africa comes from the smallest tribe called Venda. The smallest. He got elected president of South Africa. Why? If you are tribalist, we were supposed to be tribalist ourselves because we are one thing. There is someone who benefits out of this, who keeps on fueling it. No. You are the majority. No. You fought. No. Don't allow. There is someone who's fueling the division amongst our people. Because we are never tribalists. These people, the Maasai will tell you, travel all over the continent. Everywhere they passed in the earlier primitive society, they were never asked if they see a house and then they go in there. They were never asked, what tribe are you? Yes. We never asked each other those things. Anyone who visited our home at night, whereas a woman was going to be provided a place to sleep and be provided food, and the following day in the morning she continues a journey. Yes. Because we did not have cars, we did not have the means of transport. We walked and rested in every house we saw. We never rested in a house of a Maasai because I'm a Maasai. Yes. As long as there is humanity, I know I'll be safe. I'm not going to sleep with lions. Yes. That's how we were created. And someone comes and instills, and it doesn't mean these tribes didn't exist, but they never constituted who we are. Yes. We were always respected humanity. We survived through hunting, we survived through gatherings, through different seasons, we survived through fishing, and we lived our life peacefully. So anyone who keeps on reminding us about the tribes and about which one is big and which one is small, that person is continuing the colonialist and imperialist agenda of divide and rule. We must never, and I've learned today, I'm sitting there, Prof, I'm listening. People pride themselves that there are so many political parties in Kenya, and these parties are formed on faces of individuals. It's actually an individual, it's not a party. And I'm like, but we ought to represent something. We ought to represent something. And if we represent something, then we will come together and form a party. And as to who leads, it doesn't matter, because the ideas that we stand for will be represented by that particular individual. But if we suffer from, personal desire, uncontrollable personal desire for power, will never affiliate to any other formation which is not led by myself. And through all of these divisions, Kenya will never come all right. Where there is no unity, you can forget. Nyerere spoke about it, that the future of this continent, if it's based on tribalism, it is bound to fail. This continent, it will never succeed.
I think now we have got an image on what Julius Malema is saying about the tribalism, and he mentioned the former president of Tanzania, Julius Nyerere. So let us listen to the speech from Julius Nyerere when he was speaking about the side effect of tribalism, how tribalism can make us not to unite. Hear the speech.
The Europeans who ruled us, they have great nations. They have ruled the world, but today they see their nations are too small and they unite. The British and their old tyranny have ruled the world. The French, the same. The German and all their variants have hit Europe. Today they unite to become one nation. You Africans are very small countries with very few people. Are talking about ethnicity. You are talking about tribes. You want to take us to the 21st century. You are traveling with a tribal buses. We want you to elect someone who will know that it is the dangerous and foolish.
So I don't remember which tribe am I. I don't even know that. I always listen to ideas. Is this idea a good idea? Can we follow it? But beneficiaries, and the poorest tried that in South Africa, by the way. They created what they called Bantustan. And then they were saying Zulus there, the Pedis there, the Tsongas there, the Vendas there, Xhosas there. They divided us by law and said we can't visit each other, and even created a passport and created borders in South Africa. When you have to visit another tribe, you ought to produce a passport. But we were able to emerge in 1994 and create one state. One of the problems which was a headache after 1994 was, how do we bring all these tribalistic states together? Because everybody has got a position in that tribalistic state. I'm a president of Venda, I'm a president of Ciskai. How all of them were brought together by Nelson Mandela, conscientized them, politicize them, that through these divisions, these people are going to rise. We must come together, first as the oppressed, not as tribes, and then take our country, and we can sort out all this problem. President Mandela, though I don't agree with him, then and now, wanted this president to be the president of the ANC in the 90s. And his argument was that President Mbeki is Xhosa and Mandela is Xhosa, and therefore we can't have a Xhosa president leaving, succeeded by another Xhosa. So we need a different tribe so that we dilute this Xhosa Nostra. At that time, our elders had wisdom. They said, no, we need Mbeki. We're not electing Mbeki because he's Xhosa. We elect Mbeki because of his agenda of Pan-Africanism, and that Mbeki is pro-Africans. And this one you want already is captured by the Oppenheimers because he worked for them. Those elders at that time, when they were rejecting him, people thought they were wrong. Today we are proven right. The man, everything white, he worships, he loves it, he does everything for it. All the presidents that came before him, if there were 100 multimillionaires in South Africa, under all those presidents, he has undone all of that work. There will be 10 millionaires if we are lucky to find them, black millionaires. there will be 10 multi-millionaires in South Africa, 10, if we're lucky to find it, under his leadership. When he took over our country, white people took out all blacks who were in their companies and said, we don't need you now. We've got the president under our pocket. As a result, it's very rare to find a black man with money, and any black man with money, they go after him. They destroy that person completely. We are 97% population of Africans in South Africa, but own 4% of the land. And the less than 8% of the population owns 86% of the land, of the mines, of the banks, of the monopoly industries, and anything that reflects wealth. You speak against that, you are a rebel, you are controversial, you are all manner of names, you must be silenced. That's the crime I've committed in South Africa. And I didn't do anything, I just said, but the economy of South Africa must reflect the demographics of South Africa. If there are so many Africans, that same percentage must be found in the land, in the banks, in the mines, in everything. That why is the economy not looking like the parliament of South Africa? Because in parliament you've got these minorities, they are there, these whites, but they are not more than this majority. But when it comes to the economy, it's something opposite. That truth, they don't want to hear. No one wants to listen to that truth. My last point is on Palestine. Palestinians are what the Mau Maus were. If you are a descendant of the Mau Maus and you know what the Mau Maus have gone through, you won't fold your hands and allow what is happening to Palestinians. The people occupy their land and then expand. When you speak, you are a terrorist. We were called that ourselves in our own country, we know it. Where at night, we're sleeping like this, so young, male police walk into our houses, strip naked our parents, our mothers in front of us. And when you see mothers being chased out of houses in Gaza, carrying their children, those memories come back. That this is what we survived. And if we survived this, with the help of the international community, ambassador, with the help that you engaged in, if we are here today having survived that, it means the Palestinians can also survive it. They don't need anything. They just need us to stand up and say, you cannot destroy humanity in front of our eyes. My brother, President Ruto, with the young parliamentarians who's supposed to speak truth to power. Because young parliamentarians must never be scared of anything. Even if they deal with you now, you've got time on your side. You are right. They don't have time anyway. They are going. Leave them. Agenda 20 Africa, Agenda 2060. You will just look at them like, where will they be? Who will be there? But you cannot have a president who says, "I'm with Israel." No. And then, as a young parliamentarian, you say, "What do you mean by that?" That you are with people who bomb hospitals, that you are with people who bomb a refugee camp, that even if the president of Hamas ran into that refugee camp, that's the end of it. There's nothing you can do. You ought to find other means and ways to go and take him out of that refugee camp. You can't do anything. If he runs into a hospital, you cannot bomb a hospital. Because these children, these weak people, these pregnant women just march into a hospital. They don't know there is a president of Hamas there. And then they get bombarded. And then we must be told, no, don't say anything. We're not saying the Jews must be killed, pregnant women, Jewish women must be killed, and children. No. Our problem is with the state of Israel. Yes. That is a clear and even the extreme of what we have experienced in South Africa. So Here you have a president that you love so much, and then say something like that, and you don't say, but chief, you are even now in a much more better position. You have a right not to say anything. Or you can say something that no one can hear. Then that thing is called diplomatic language. You can just stand up and speak, and when you finish, no one hears what you say. But for you, a Pan-Africanist, to stand up and say, I'm with Israel. When you are, to be a Pan-Africanist means you are on the side of the oppressed. Because Pan-Africanism is necessitated by the oppression that Africans suffer in the diaspora, here in the continent, and in all our countries, everywhere else where they are found. One comrade was telling me when they were in China, a Chinese child just came to me and said, why are you dating? Why are you dating? Because they're like, that's how we're being viewed. As dirty, as inferior, as people who have got no capacity to contribute anything. Right? So where people are treated like the same way you are treated, your revolutionary consciousness must kick in. That human beings must never be treated this way. Because we've been treated like that. And someone said I was attacking President Ruto, and I'm like, I'm not attacking him, I disagree with him. On Palestinian question, I disagree. And vehemently, I disagree with him. President Ruto's stance cannot be the same stance as that old man of America who can't even walk. Who has that dementia, he forgets the door he used to come in. He doesn't know when he goes out, he doesn't know which door he used to go to come in. And then Ruto speaks and Biden speaks, you can't hear the difference. There ought to be a difference between Biden and Ruto. That the president of the dejected and the rejected masses of our people is now speaking. He can love all his Jewish friends. We've got Jewish friends ourselves. My lawyers are Jewish. And I tell them on their face that I do not agree with what Palestine is doing. I mean, with what Israel is doing to Palestine. And if they want to walk away, they are free. But I'm not going to allow a situation where I must be patronized because I must not speak for the Palestinians because Palestinians cannot do anything. My last point is that the Palestinian question is guided by the principle of help those who cannot do anything for you if the help is genuine. Thank you very much.